This portion of Royameadow has been brought to you by Caitlin Rastellini, the greatest Royameadow Generation 2 Eternal Broski who ever existed.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to part 3 of the Mortal Kombat commentary. We are already 2 characters down and 5 to go. I've always been told that you could play as Reptile in this game, but that was apparently it's apparently a glitch. If you select if you press start in the beginning of a Reptile battle, what will end up happening is you'll be able to then have everybody look green. And if you do it after a while, I forget exactly what happens. Some kind of crap. But we're playing as Sonya next. Sonya Blade. Part of the Special Forces, but we all know what her work is. She's CIA. She's CIA. Although, again, they don't want to put any kind of perfection as the key. Reptile means get a flawless victory in the pit. Double flawless, actually. But yeah, I would figure they just don't want Sonya Blade to have any kind of, actual reference to, any direct reference to an actual life company, especially if it's an organization such as the CIA, which has a lot of secret stuff. But that's another story for another time. I would rather not talk about government. By the way, Sonya was a character that I barely ever played as when I was younger. But knowing how to use her now, I can easily admit that I could probably go back to her as much as I do Liu Kang or Sub-Zero. Scorpion in this game is a double-edged sword. If I had to say anything about Scorpion, I don't like how he controls in this game. Same thing with Mortal Kombat 2, especially his teleport move. His key line of offense is the spear and the teleport move, and the problem with the teleport move that I have seen is that he cannot, for the life of him, if he's over by a wall, he cannot teleport to the other side like he can in Mortal Kombat 3. Actually, I take that back. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. I think some versions of Mortal Kombat 3, I'll have to check name on that. Now, some versions of MK3 lacked the ability of him to teleport to the other side, even if he was directly by a wall. Nice door. And, I don't know if you noticed this, but because this game was made by Midway is the reason that we got Pac-Man over here. Pac-Man couldn't have been brought over here had it not been for Midway. If you took a look, there were Pac-Man symbols on that side of the Shaolin Temple. I like those little kinds of Easter eggs. I actually remember there was this first-person game that commenters. If you remember this particular TV show from G4, I forget exactly what it was. I think X-Play was the basis for it in later time. But it featured these two brothers. These two brothers would, review modern-day games that were out. This was between the years of 2004 and 2005, and a little into 2006. And one of the games I particularly remember was this James Bond-like game. This particular title that I'm discussing about had these little Mario and Luigi dolls. And I forget exactly what they rated the game. I think one of the brothers rated it like an 8, the other rated it like a fucking 3, or maybe a 2.5. But I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, it's just something I remember from my childhood. I remember that being on. I also remember what was the name of the guy that was on Cheat? You know, the male host from Cheat that was on there in 2005 and 2006, probably even earlier than that. Like, I'm drawing a blank. I've always wanted to, bring him up, but I just could not think of his name. I think his name's like Sky or something. I forget. It was one of those unisex names. Sky, Jamie. Well, not Kelsey or Kelly or one of those kind of names. I would know if his name was Kelsey or Kelly. There's a reason why I remember Kelsey Grammer more than anybody.
Oh, you remember me, Roya?
Yes, that's right, Fraser. I remember you.
Do you hear that, Niles? Roya remembers me. You know, I can't actually tell if I actually sound like Roya or if I sound like Fraser Crane. But while I'm here, I might as well say hello to the fans. Hello, fans! I'm Dr. Fraser Crane. And I'm his assistant, Niles. I have been busy on duty with, paperwork. Yes. Very crazy paperwork. But, is that mainly because I'm a voice actor? I've got no idea.
Alright, thanks, Cranes. Meanwhile, back to what's on screen. Yes. This is exactly Sonya's way of, arresting Kano. That's her mission in this game, to arrest Kano. Kano, you are under arrest. Oh, sorry, I burned you to death. I'll have to take your body to the CIA. Why would you kill the person that you came to arrest? Even if they tried to kill you, if you're modest enough, you would still bring them in. I know I'm going to be late on this, but the episode of Person of Interest that was aired on November 26th of 2013. I forget his name, but basically the detective, basically Detective Carter's partner, I think that's her name. Basically, he didn't want to be a bitter detective, a bitter, cold-blooded detective. So what he decided to do is, spare his enemy his life and arrest him. Sonya's doing the complete opposite. It kind of makes me wonder now, is Sonya Blade a renegade agent? Then again, I haven't played enough of the series, at least revolving her backstory, to really understand that. Because again, Sonya's not a character I usually play as. I usually play one of the more, notable characters. Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Human Smoke. They're much more bearable to play as, and I kind of like that Sonya gets her own recolor if you're playing mirror match. Why couldn't all of the mirror matches been this way? Yes, keep in mind, every single mirror match with probably the exclusion of Scorpion because he has an orange clone instead of a yellow one, a dark yellow one. Sonya's the only one that gets a pink clone. Why can't we have a lot of recolors in our... Well, actually, Mortal Kombat 2 fixed that. It fixed that very well. But it's these little attentions to detail that you have to pay attention to when you're playing a fighting game. Because, for example, suppose you and another person chose the same color. How the heck are you going to recognize somebody from the other, right? And okay, Kano wants to get some screen time. But I digress. If I had to, again, I'm kind of really glad that I played this on very easy. Whenever I play Mortal Kombat 1, 2, or 3, I usually choose the very easy difficulty. But that's only because playing on other difficulties, they do things that the CPU does things that a human player couldn't do. I think that like on SGB, it was either John or Matt that had brought that up. Like for example, in Mortal Kombat 2, one thing that Sub-Zero is capable of doing is that he is able to, he can create an ice puddle, and then he can freeze you. You are not supposed to be able to do that if you are a human player. Even I know a lot of Tassers also are aware of that too. In Mortal Kombat 2, you cannot do that. Well, assuming you're playing the arcade version, because that's usually where I get most of my glitches. If I get any glitches now in, say, like a port of it, say, like the Sega Genesis version, it's usually in a ROM hack such as, say, like Mortal Kombat 2 Unlimited, which I prefer to call Mortal Kombat 2 Complete Edition, or Mortal Kombat 2 Complete, simply. Mainly because of the fact that, if I had to say, MK2 Unlimited / Complete has this massive array of bugs. But keep in mind, that's because this game was worked on, I think, using hexadecimal coding, among other things. And the result of that is that we have a whole bunch of characters here that are able to nail off abilities that they weren't supposed to. Combos, double skills, you name it. I don't know. Like in my mind, I'm trying to register it. I'm trying to register this, and it doesn't really suit well with me. Probably because I am not really used to this style of endurance-like gameplay. Even though I've been playing these games for over 11 years. But then again, MK2 Unlimited uses the Mortal Kombat 3 style of gameplay, which, again, I'm still trying to get used to. Let me tell you a bit of something with me when it comes to Mortal Kombat 3. On my PlayStation 3 Slim, which currently is not in use because I have a heating problem with it, I need to buy myself some thermal paste sooner or later. The problem that I am having with Mortal Kombat 3 is it's not necessarily the combo system. It's trying to remember every single ability set for that character. Because I can remember Liu Kang, Scorpion, Human Smoke, Cyber Smoke, Shiva, and probably a few other characters off the top of my head. But those are usually the characters I resort to because they're the easiest to handle. And when it comes to playing Mortal Kombat 3, or Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, especially while online, that's where I draw the line. I don't like it one bit. I've always had a problem with it. And as a result, I have kind of grown sad. But what can you do, right? What can you do when you're a gamer who's been doing this stuff for over a decade? Just trying to learn the way. Actually, speaking of online gaming, I don't even think I played an online game where I had to interact with people until the year... I would say that my first online gaming experience was with, well, before Mortal Kombat Arcade Collection came out, there was Mortal Kombat to, oh, it's a draw, holy crap. Yeah, on a rare occasion you can get a draw, and you can end up getting round 4. I forgot about that. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 PlayStation 3 version. That was the first game I ever got the chance to play online with. And I was using somebody else's Wi-Fi connection at the time. It was Netgear. It was running at 42 to 48%. I think sometimes it was normally 45 or 52. But when I was looking through it, the problem that I was having was that it lagged. It lagged and it dragged. Lag and drag. I'm gonna call this episode that now. Still though, it was not a pleasant sight. I don't like it one bit. I didn't like the fact that I had to worry about lag in online gaming. But again, I could blame my crappy internet connection at the time. That was my fault. Now that I have a decent internet connection, I'm using a 4G network. I use Clear. I have no excuse now. I have no excuse to be able to perfectly do online games. I have no excuse to perfectly be able to do live streaming either. But, actually, speaking of live streaming, actually, hang on, I'll get back to this. Oh yeah, I forgot. Apparently the Black Dragoness Shang Tsung had held special forces as captive, and thanks to Sonya winning the tournament, they're all freed. But yeah, back to our live streaming stuff. My computer is not, again, it's powerful, but it's not powerful to a decent extent. As I've stated many times on this channel and on my Twitter account, AMD Athlon 2x2 can go so far that eventually you will need to upgrade. In my case, I seriously do have to upgrade. There is barely anything I can do at the moment. And that is because of the fact that my hardware is limited. In fact, remember how I was saying, like, my hard disk is, like, nearing the end of its ropes? Well, I will tell you this right now. I just I recently got myself the pack for Good Gen version 3.21 for research purposes. That's actually kind of the reason why I'm playing the Phantasy Star 2 Text Adventures now. Really great really great mini games for RPGs. I've always loved Text Adventures, but I'll get into that another time. After downloading and extracting Good Gen 3.21, I have been stuck with very minuscule data. I don't think I have enough data to last me throughout the rest of next year, because at this point I've only got about 9 gigabytes left. I've only got about like 9.80 something gigabytes left. That's not good. And now I have mentioned it on some of my accounts, particularly either Twitter or Facebook, because I use those more often. But I've been in need of getting myself a few 3 terabyte hard disk drives. The only thing is, they're still quite expensive at the moment, and I rarely ever get any money. The only times that I've ever really seen myself actually getting money are when I get cash during I would say during, say, like the months of March, May, or October or November. December on occasion, but that's about it. I don't keep in mind. This money that I get is usually like as a gift. It's kind of like, to celebrate a certain occasion, or if it's like a birthday gift or whatever. My birthday, as I've already stated many times, is in November. Actually, just passed recently. Well, at the time of this recording, let's go back 9 days from the times of November 27. You'll probably understand. And yeah. This does not mean that I am broke, though. I can never say that I am broke. And I always tell this to my friends. I always have at least a single penny on me. Do you know what 1 penny can get you nowadays? 1 penny could get you a very worthy investment. You can invest a penny in almost anything nowadays. Anything popular. Anything that is high in worth. And you'll see that penny possibly turn into millions of dollars. Again, depending on the investment, within probably a matter of years, maybe decades. Either way, worked in your favor. Heck, that's one of the reasons why, well, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the reasons why Vanilla Ice is still around, particularly because he invested in real estate. But I don't want to talk about celebrities now, do I? I could consider myself to be a celebrity of some sort. People look upon me. But I've been rambling about. See you for part 4.
This portion of Royameadow has been brought to you by the Sonic Hacking Contest of 2014. Ready, set, procrastinate.